Have you ever spent hours studying, giving it your all, only to find that the next day it feels like 70% of what you learned has disappeared from your mind? It's frustrating, isn't it? It feels like all that effort was in vain. You feel powerless, as if nothing you do really sticks in your mind. The truth is, the problem isn't a lack of effort on your part. It's the method you're using. Our brains are designed to conserve energy, and they erase what isn't reused. In other words, without an effective method, learning doesn't stick. And the worst part is, we often don't even realize we're using the wrong approach. It's a never-ending cycle of frustration, and you deserve more than that. What if I told you there's a group of students who can retain years of learning like it's a permanent memory file? In Japan, students memorize over 2,000 kanji characters and keep that knowledge for life. How is this possible? The answer lies in how they study. They don't study for longer hours, they study smarter. Millennia-old techniques based on principles of neuroscience are the key to their success. The secret isn't the amount of time, but the quality of the study. Imagine being able to study in a way that truly helps you retain what you learn, without relying on endless notes or ineffective methods. You can have that power too. Rereading, highlighting, watching videos, these are the tools you use to study, right? They seem productive, but in reality, our brains treat these activities as noise. Imagine how you ignore those annoying ads on Instagram. That's what your brain does when you read without actively engaging your memory. The feeling that you're doing a good job is false. Even late-night highlighting, trying to absorb as much as possible, doesn't solve the problem. The brain becomes overloaded and cannot organize the information effectively. This isn't a matter of effort or intelligence, it's simply cognitive inefficiency. Here's the big shift: you can study less and still retain more information. The secret lies in applying the right methods. This is something Japanese students have been doing for centuries, and you can do it too. The secret is in 5 scientific and proven techniques that completely change how the brain stores and accesses knowledge. These methods aren't just more efficient, they're sustainable. The big difference lies in how you engage your brain during study. It's not about the number of hours, but the quality of the time invested. The best part is that these methods are simple, accessible, and can be applied by anyone. Technique 1, Active Recall. The first technique is called active recall. Memory strengthens when you try to remember, not just when you read. Remembering with effort is like lifting weights for the brain. The more you push yourself, the stronger the neural connections become. It sounds simple, but most people overlook this process. The key is to try to remember without looking in the book. Close the book and write down everything you can recall. It's normal to feel frustrated at first. In fact, that frustration is a good sign. It means your brain is being challenged to grow. The difference between Western and Japanese mindsets is simple. While many Westerners simply pile up information, the Japanese actively cultivate memory. Technique 2, the Kumon Method, learning in small steps. The second technique is the famous Kumon Method. Instead of trying to absorb a large amount of information all at once, break the content into small, manageable parts. This creates a more solid learning experience without the stress of trying to remember everything at the same time. Daily repetition of small, easy-to-review concepts builds deep learning. This directly connects to the concept of atomic habits, proposed by James Clear. A small daily progress, 1% a day, leads to exponential growth in the long run. This is much more effective than trying to absorb large amounts of information in just a few hours. Consistency, not intensity, is the key. Technique 3, spaced repetition. The third technique is spaced repetition. This technique involves reviewing content at the right intervals to prevent forgetting. Imagine you study something today and review it in 24 hours, then in 72 hours, in a week, and again in a month. Each review strengthens the memory, like a watering can nourishing a plant. This technique turns studying into a continuous maintenance process, preventing you from facing the terror of last-minute cramming. And Japanese students do this intuitively. They don't leave everything to the last minute, they actively maintain their knowledge over time. Technique 4, Kaizen, continuous improvement of 1% a day. The fourth technique is based on the concept of Kaizen, continuous improvement. Small daily actions, when done consistently, accumulate extraordinary results. Imagine you set aside just 6 minutes of your day to improve your memory. 2 minutes of active recall, 2 minutes of spaced repetition, and 2 minutes of intentional practice. That's already enough for significant progress. In a month, this practice can lead to a 30% improvement. And the best part, no stress, no rushing, no exhaustion. Kaizen is the true key to transformation, small daily steps for big results. Technique 5, Shu, ritualizing deep focus. The fifth technique is Shu, which involves ritualizing deep focus. Focus is not just discipline, it's also the environment, the gestures, and repetition. For the brain, it's crucial to associate a specific signal with the study time. It could be a specific pen you always use, the place where you study, or even the act of lighting a candle. Turning study time into a sacred moment, a personal ritual, can be what changes everything. Your brain begins to associate that gesture with deep concentration, and productivity soars. The power of ritualized focus is undeniable, and this can be a game changer in your learning. The final choice, repeat the cycle or change the game. Now, you have a choice. You can keep going in the same old cycle, studying, forgetting, getting frustrated, or you can change the game. True learning doesn't come just from effort, it comes from practice, failure, adjustment, and repetition. It's not about suffering through study, it's about making studying lighter, more efficient, and more effective. And in the end, the difference between those who change and those who stay the same lies in who applies the methods we've discussed here. You can be part of the 1% who chooses to apply what they've learned, or you can keep going in the same old cycle. The choice is yours. If you liked these tips, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and turn on the bell to get more content that will help you optimize your studies and other aspects of your life. Leave a comment below telling us which of these techniques you'll start applying today. Let's go on this learning journey together. See you in the next videos.